Here we go.
It worked.
It's working now.
We're here now.
Here we are.
Here we are.
Yes. Oh, my goodness. That is very loud.
Wow, that was an incredible sound effect.
It was. It was very nice.
Hi. Hello. Welcome.
Hello.
To 30-ish
Yep.
podcast recording.
Yes. Here we are. Oh,
Episode.
look, a little...
Oh, our little Landon.
I
Hello.
hope you're doing well. I miss your face.
Yes.
And my mom. Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Shay.
She's not your mom.
Hi, Shay's mom. You're not my mom.
It's fine.
You are not my mom.
Here we are. I can't remember. I got my booster yesterday, so I'm a little foggy.
You a little fucked up?
Yeah, a little. I don't feel great.
You
and my
know?
arm feels like it's been hit by a bat. But
Does it? That's nice. Like an animal bat? Like it ran into your arm and flew from under the Austin Bridge?
Yep. All the way from there. Yep. Not at all like an aluminum bat that baseball players hit with.
Oh, hi, our friend Chris.
Oh, yeah. Look at you. You're always so loyal.
A loyal 30-ish fan. We love him. We love to see him.
We do love to see.
What's Buddha doing?
Just trying to get her 15 minutes of fame.
It looked like she was about to jump on your back.
One day she might. She is pretty starved for attention. I keep her in a closet.
You do, like Harry Potter. She needs to come out more, Shay.
Well, sometimes I try to tell her, but she's just like, hey, I'm not gay, okay? And so it's a whole thing.
She trying to stay in the closet. What was that? Well, that was an R. Kelly song, but wasn't there?
Yeah, we don't talk about him.
Wasn't there an Eminem song about being trapped in a closet? Tonight, I'm cleaning out my... He was cleaning out his closet. He wasn't coming out, guys.
No.
He wasn't coming out of the closet. He was cleaning it out.
Which is very...
Very different.
It is. It's very responsible.
I said, I'm sorry, Mama.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that?
I do remember that.
Okay.
It's all coming
do you guys remember that?
I'm sure they do, too.
Do you guys remember that? Okay, good. DM me if you remember that.
Yeah. He's about to record his own podcast. We got to get on his live.
Oh, fuck yeah. Let's go. While we're recording our other one.
We'll do like one of those things where it's like a mirror within a mirror and a mirror.
It'll be like an Inception podcast.
It'll be $1 billion idea.
And then that'll be also pop culture intertwined nostalgia.
Yep. It'll be all the things. Okay, so
what are we doing? What are we drinking? Oh, I made a delicious drink today, you guys.
It actually was not. It's not a basic bitch at all.
You guys and gals. So we had some ginger beer left over, our cock and bull ginger beer from the last time we re-recorded. The last time we recorded. Mm-hmm. And so I got some pineapple and some lemon, and I was like, let's mix that in there with some vodka. And so we did, and it's this beautiful little drink.
It's pretty delicious, you guys.
It's a nice little yellow color. It's very refreshing, even for the winter. It snowed here, like, today. A little bit.
I think it's supposed to snow tomorrow, too. But this made me feel like I wanted to be on a pool.
It kind of made you jet
set a little bit.
Little time travel.
Oh.
You hear
They're
that?
They're playing football, you know.
Oh, the foosball.
The foosball.
Bobby.
Yes, the foosball.
Yeah, so our drink's good. And what the hell we need to get going because Shay's got a dinner.
I do.
Has some dinner plans.
I do. But I did want to say that we did reach 10,000 downloads, and that was pretty fucking exciting for us.
Thanks everyone who participated in that.
100%. We love you. We would not be here if it wasn't for you. So appreciate you.
That's a lot.
And for thinking that we're funny. So, or maybe you just listen to the first 5 minutes and then turn it off. It doesn't matter. It still counts. So thank you.
Yeah, even that counts. Thanks.
Yes.
Thanks for all the love. No, for real. It's
really
wild.
awesome. So thank you guys for thinking that we're kind of funny.
10K baby. We're gonna fucking soar past that soon.
Yeah, maybe it'll happen with like our bowling alley extravaganza.
Yeah, I want to have like a bowling alley party. I really want to have a roller rink party.
I mean, this is just all about being 30.
Really want. There might be a T-shirt in the works.
Oh.
You know, there's some things coming up.
There's some things.
We got some things, and just just our regular old podcast where we make jokes about shit we want to talk about.
And maybe we'll just figure out how to brand something, and then it'll be like a phone where it's just like, oh, this is a board game. Also, you know what else it does?
Yeah.
It does a podcast as well.
You guys, we're blasting to the moon. We're going to have a UFO soon.
Mm-hmm.
We're partnering with some extraterrestrials.
The real ones.
Yeah, so
It's gonna be great.
E.T. himself. Anyways.
Yeah, it'll be great.
What did you roll?
Yes, I rolled. What did I roll? I think I rolled free.
You rolled free.
I rolled free.
Free rolling.
Like free rolly. Free rolly. Free willy. I also am like messing up a lot of my letters today.
Okay, Booster, let's go.
Anyway, so I rolled free, and I bet you guys can't guess what it is. I'm not gonna spoil it.
Crime?
I'm not gonna tell you.
I think it's crime. I'm guessing crime, but you guys won't know till after our little...
In a few days, you'll know.
The people on the live, you'll know in a few days. The people on the actual podcast, you're going to know when the sound goes off.
Yep.
What sound is it now? The true...
No, it's still
the Law and
chime.
Order?
It's the chime.
Oh, okay. Our little flip of the book from the Disney books from when we were
100%.
when we were children.
To better years.
Do you guys know what we're talking about? You guys know who are listening.
Mm-hmm.
I hope.
So.
You'll find out.
Well, I don't know why they would be listening if they didn't know what that was.
Well, wait, maybe they're new. Maybe they never listened to this podcast before.
But I'm just saying, like, I would.
now.
I mean, that's very true. And they're like, "What the fuck is this?"
What is going on? What are you guys about to talk about? Well, you're about to find out. So let's get going.
What did you roll?
Oh, bye. I rolled history. I think. No, I
always
did.
am happy with your histories.
I'm real excited to
like,
get you guys into this.
Remember, like in history class, when you
crazy
didn't
tale
do the
from
homework
the sea.
and you were so scared to get up in front of the class. Now I'm like, I want to learn about it, so I'm like, I can't wait to give my report.
I know, because it was like
shit a brown noser.
Like if you like make me learn about something, like I'm sorry, I don't like that vibe.
Yes,
I don't like that vibe.
Don't make me do that.
I'm not gonna get super excited about it unless it's, I got excited about
you
stuff
want to
in
do.
school. Anyways, Jesus, you guys, we gotta go.
We gotta go. So we don't make this one also like 10 minutes long like last time. So we're just rambling, but it's fine.
10
It's just that we
hours?
love you.
Okay, well, we'll see you on the flip side. And
Flippity
thanks
floppity.
for coming.
Yeah.
And here we go.
Here. Oh,
Bye-bye.
bye.
Are we on?
Buddha, no one asked you. I love you.
Oh, we're working.
We're working.
All right, welcome back. Did you guys get a drink?
Hello.
Did you guys take a deep breath? Just kidding. I don't know. So today I rolled history.
Oh, what did you
And
roll? I keep trying to pull the table down on us.
For
Sorry.
my presentation, I'm
yes.
presenting history.
We're bringing you now.
Today I'm talking about a woman named Zheng Yi. Do you know who that is? Zheng Yi? She? I'm not the best at
Don't.
Chinese.
Well, I'm not the best at any language, so you're fine.
Well, she was a pirate.
What? We're
From
talking
China.
about Chinese pirates?
She was a Chinese pirate. At one point was known as the Terror of South China. And her pirate friends called her Zheng Yi Sao was her pirate name.
Okay.
And basically she was a Chinese prostitute who ended up taking over her husband's pirate fleet and becoming the most successful pirate lord in history. Yeah, and we don't even know about her. Literally, this is real life. This is real life.
I'm
and
excited
it
about this
happened back
life.
in the 1700s.
Oh my god.
Isn't this badass?
I'm just excited to hear what kind of booty she's acquiring.
Oh, I'll tell you about her booty.
I know you will.
Okay, so at the height of her power, she commanded over 800 large ships, 1,000 smaller vessels, and a pirate crew of over 70,000 men and women. Like, are you...
She
what?
was the first high-powered CEO.
She was. And to put that into perspective, in comparison to the very well-known quote-unquote pirate lord, which he was, Blackbeard, who was a real
He probably was like,
king.
I had, like The Office from Scranton. He's like, I had 3 Dwights.
Yeah.
And not a big deal, but like, go fuck yourself.
Well, Blackbeard only, at his peak, commanded 300 ships and a few thousand pirate crew.
Oh, so she was like fucking...
She was a bad bitch.
Yeah, she was
way, like, what?
100%. Like,
Blackbeard don't know shit, okay?
well, that's because he's a guy and he can't manage jack anything.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just kidding, fellas.
She can manage more, though.
Oh, she can.
In her little hands. Just kidding. Well, not really. Okay, so...
There need to be more women villains.
Well, yeah.
I'm not saying she's a villain. I'm just saying They're more
It's
organized.
just a way of life.
100%. Anyway.
Who's to say it was good or bad?
Who is
Am I
to
right?
say?
Who's to say whatever is good or bad?
Like, right? She could have been like just that times Robin Hood. She's stealing from the rich and giving it to the poor. Or she's hoarding it. Whatever.
We're going to tell you about what she did with that.
Oh, I'm excited.
With that loot.
With that loot.
With that booty. Okay, so Qing Shi was born as Shi Yang in 1775 in the province of Guangdong in China. And it was a very poor, impoverished province then. And to jump ahead to the tender age of 13, she was forced into prostitution in order to supplement her family's income, which was not it was probably a normal-ish kind of, I mean, I don't know if it was normal, but it wasn't rare. There was definitely a lot of children, and it still happens today. So here we go.
It's fine. Not really, though.
She worked in floating brothels, also known as flower boats, in the Cantonese port city.
That sounds nice.
So if you know about those,
Unless
that's what
they're
you
opium.
get. That's what gets to happen on there. These boats would sail along the nearby coast with a customer on board, and the Chinese perceived, which, I mean, I'm sure this is true, the rocking boat added an entirely new dimension to the sexual pleasures and enhanced the overall experience.
Oh, hence rock the boat.
Yeah. Don't rock the boat, baby.
Got it.
Do rock the boat, baby.
Baby.
So this naturally, this, this like fortress of floating brothels.
Fortress of love.
It wasn't a fortress. It was just like a lot of different
kind of a
boats.
fortress.
I mean, it was a fortress of the sea. It naturally attracted very high-profile customers, which included courtiers of the royal palace, army, military commanders, rich merchants visiting the port city, and many more. And apart from this is pretty much the only thing known about the early age of Qing Shi.
Well, she got in the game early. Okay.
She did. So anyways, basically flower. Oh yeah.
A different kind of flower power.
Yeah, so flower boats are basically like the Jeffrey Epstein of the 1700s, okay? They just had a bunch of children on them, and yeah, like children prostitutes, and they're just they were just servicing high profile customers. So basically,
so not unlike today.
Yeah.
Perfect.
This still happens. We think this is so crazy, but
you would think we would evolve.
Newsflash. It still happens.
Oh, that's
anyway.
sad. It almost makes it sadder, doesn't it?
Well, yeah. So anyways, in the year 1801, a man named Zheng Yi, who was I'm sorry, that's not how you say it. It's Zheng. Z is Zheng. I forgot. It's Zheng Yi.
You were very brave to take on this story. Let me just tell you that now.
Well, I wanted to get it right. It's badass.
That's what I mean, though. Like, I would be just like, I am.
Hopefully, I'm not
sorry.
offending anyone. I'm trying to learn.
It's a very foreign language.
From my Google
the fact
pronunciation.
That you're being awesome. So go on.
He was a notorious pirate commander of the infamous Red Flag Fleet, and he encountered Qing Shi in the Cantonese port where she was located, and was apparently enthralled by her beauty. So there's two stories about what happened next. Okay. So this is the first story, and there's arguments about which one is true. So I'll let you guys choose which one you like better, I guess.
Right.
Like or believe more. Okay. So no sooner, no sooner than when he visited the floating boat brothel and met Qing Shi, he expressed his feelings and asked her to marry him. And then Qing Shi said she would marry him only if she was granted 50% share over his monetary gains and a partial control over his pirate fleet. Okay. And so, she obviously knew what was up. She was trying to secure that shit. Okay. Apparently. And drowned in his love for her. Zheng Yi invariably agreed to her conditions and married her. So that's the first story.
I like this story.
So here's the next story.
First story.
Here's the next story. Okay. That might be true after Zheng Yi met Qing Shi. He did like, he was really enthralled by her and, like, was like, you're my fave.
Okay, that's fair.
So, anyway, some other historians claim that he actually ordered his men to abduct her from the brothel, forcibly marrying her. And according to some, he sent a raid and ordered them to plunder the brothel and asked him to bring them to bring him Ching Shi, his favorite prostitute. So the men did as they were ordered, and then they were married.
Okay.
So that's, who knows what actually happened, but those are the two stories that could have happened. But anyways, either way, it was one stepping stone in her epic legacy of life. So
epic is correct.
So anyways, under the joint command, So Zheng Yi married, after they got married, Ching Shi became like second in command basically of the Red Flag Fleet. So, I mean, he gave her a lot of control. That's a big deal. Right. You can have a command of half of my fleet. Right. That's pretty badass.
It is pretty badass.
And like right after they got married, their fleet began to grow and prosper like never before. It grew from 200 ships at the time of their wedding to 1,800 ships in the next few months. Okay. And who knows how this happened? Maybe she said, if you give me your ship, I'll give you a little treat. But who knows? A little treat. Who knows?
Nice. Okay.
Oh, you're cute.
Oh, you're cute. You put this in your mouth, I get you a present.
You can't just in your
We get them on the first try.
Oh my god. Okay, so Ching Shi was not only a badass bitch because she was a pirate lord, but she was also known for whipping those boys into shape, because she immediately after joining her husband, she implemented very strong reforms and constituted a strict code of laws that had to be adhered by all the crew. And a select few have, I'll share a couple of them. So pirates who gave unauthorized orders or those who refused to follow orders were executed on the spot without a chance to justify themselves. Okay. All seized goods had to be presented for inspection. If any pirate was found hiding under or underreporting goods, a part of their body was chopped off depending on the scale of the crime. Fuck. Yeah, because I think they pooled everything together and like split it equally or something. Gross. Shit was fair. Oh. Anyways, loyalty and honesty were greatly appreciated, and worthy pirates were rewarded generously, thereby setting an example for others. So the female captives needed to be treated respectfully. They were segregated based on their looks first. Oh. The weak, pregnant, and unattractive ones were freed as soon as possible.
Wait, let me just put a pin in that really quick. The weak, the ugly, and the pregnant one. Wow, they were freed. They were freed.
I
would 100% being like, I have weak ankles.
Yeah. I fell. I can't. Yeah, like I would definitely fake some shit. I mean, you do break some shit a lot.
I do, and if I couldn't,
not
fake
anymore.
It,
You did. You used to.
And if I couldn't fake it, I would 100% force my eye to be lazy and like shave it all the time. Like shave my hair all the time.
I would just maybe be a mute. Maybe they wouldn't.
They would pick me. They would like that.
Oh, they would. Like,
that's a horrible thing. Well, this is not now, but like I guess I'm just like, that is a horrible thing to say, Shay. Gross.
It's not anymore.
But yes, I would think that they would like it back then.
Probably. It's probably ideal. Oh, perfect. Yeah. You don't even talk. That's
this one doesn't
ideal.
Talk.
You're a woman. Great.
She always is reserved.
So the attractive women captives were held back for ransom, and the pirates were given. They weren't allowed to be like taken advantage of. They had to be given consent to.
You mean be paid for?
No, they had to be. They couldn't get.
So like a prostitute had to say yes.
These aren't prostitutes. These are women captives from like the towns that they would pillage.
Even more hilarious. The captives were like, you know what? I have been ripped from my home. I'm gonna say
no. This was Ching Shi's orders to everyone that was part of her fleet.
Right, but you said these were the captives.
Yeah. So they were just like whatever, but these were her rules. They were still captives. Okay. But they didn't have to be. But they were treated nicer.
Oh, okay. So they were just nicely.
Is that what you're talking about?
I think so. Yes. So like,
you're asking?
Go ahead and go on. That's really weird, but hey,
do you understand what I'm saying?
I think so. Yes. Like,
yeah, they were to be treated respectfully.
Okay.
And they weren't to be raped, basically.
What a nice lady.
Isn't she nice?
She's super nice.
For the captives. They were held back for ransom.
Let them go, but
and then also the pirates were given the freedom to marry the attractive captives.
But not the ugly ones.
Only under mutual consent. So if the captive did want to indeed marry you because you have a lot of loot, they're like, I might as well not go back to my home.
Right.
Then they were free to do so. Otherwise, I guess they'd just stay and hang out till they were free to go.
I don't know. Really weird. Okay.
Sure. Yeah. So infidelity. So if these men did marry these women and they were unfaithful to these women,
for a pirate, she has a lot of rules.
Or if they raped any of the women, they were treated as a serious offense, and those offenders were immediately hanged.
Oh.
And in the case of consensual premarital sex, both of the offenders were executed. So she was like, you guys have to be married in order to actually, like, she was a little crazy.
She had a lot of standards for being essentially a felon. I don't know.
I know. She was like, this is how it's going to be on the sea.
And we're going to fucking take everything that we, like, what we want, but you're also not going to touch them. You're not really going to look at them if I tell you you can. And if you touch them before you actually buy them, then they'll be held to pay.
They had to be consented, not bought, Shay.
I'm sorry. Jesus Christ. That's just...
It's crazy. Anyways,
but that just shows how much power she had, right? Like, that she was just like... Yeah. Exactly. Good for her.
And they fucking followed this.
But I bet you those pirates
they were going to get, like, castrated or hung, so they kind of had to.
But I could see, like, a Saturday Night Live skit, like, of this just going, like, dude, I signed up to rape, pillage, and plunder. Like, and I can't do at least, like, almost 2 of those things. And that's some bull without, like, putting a ring on their finger. And I don't want to do that.
You're right. We should make a skit.
Send it into Lorne.
Oh, my God. Lorne! Okay. So, apart from these, there were several economic reforms that were put in place, keeping in mind the happiness of the crew as an expression of gratitude towards them.
Okay. Sure.
What a lady.
She's a lady, man. She's a class act.
So that resulted in many of the pirate groups of the region merging themselves unconditionally under the banner of the Red Fleet flag because she just treated them well. She wanted them to succeed. Well, yeah, she wanted them to all be happy.
Right.
And
she was trying
but she also didn't want them she wanted
to take what she wanted, but like also like mold them into constructive young men and young women
and old men
and probably mostly old men.
Upstanding citizens of the Red Flag Fleet Pirate Society,
right?
Yeah.
Can you imagine? Like, there were some pirates that are like, if you can even call us that.
Yeah, they're like, yeah,
just a blue ball pirate.
It's fine. So, and yeah, because she treated them so well, they stood in line. And they got fucking rich doing it. So her husband, Zheng Yi, died in 1807, only 6 years after marrying Qing Shi. And at the time of his death, the Red Flag Fleet included approximately 50,000 to 70,000 pirates. Mm-hmm. So this is where the story takes an interesting turn. So less than 2 weeks after the tragic death of her husband, the pirate queen announced that she was getting married to her adopted son.
Oh my, a Woody Allen situation.
The inherited commander of the Red Flag Fleet. Yeah, it was the OG, like maybe Woody Allen, he got some pointers.
Well, look, it was backwards, right?
It was flipped around.
And hey, man, like, keep that shit in the family.
Might as well. So,
braid them with them tails.
So it was said that she had shared an illegitimate relationship with this adopted son for a while before this. He was an older, like, fisherman, to put it in a little bit better of a context. And who knows how old Qing Shi was? She was probably like 19.
I was gonna ask, like, okay, but he was older than him.
But he was older than him, but he was like an older, like, I feel like he was like an older teenager.
Oh, like you're saying, like, he wasn't like a young strapping boy. He was like a
teenager.
Okay, that's
boy.
That's better, right? Like,
I don't know at this point if he was, because it was 6 years. Anyways, all I'm saying is I feel like they were a little bit closer in age, maybe even than like her actual husband.
Oh, I'm sure.
Because I feel like she was probably pretty young.
Yeah.
I don't know how old she was. I couldn't find that information, but
Okay.
well, I guess I could because I know that fucking dates.
Yeah.
She was 75. So, she was like 30, so never mind.
She was like 30.
She was like 25.
Hey, hashtag 30ish. Get what you get.
Hell yeah. She was like 35, guys.
Cheers
She was
to
like
her.
35 at this time. Okay.
Cheers to her.
Is that right? No. 25. She was 25.
Oh.
Stupid. You guys 75.
Dude, this girl was like fucking like
17, 75.
but I guess you're like
She was 30 because it was like 1807 at this point.
so she was already like
She was like 32.
She was like already like 1 foot in the grave at that time of our ancient times. God damn. I'm so sorry. I can't speak today.
So, Zheng Yi had adopted this young fisherman
Yes.
under the influence of Qing Shi. So, like, they were having this illegitimate relationship.
Okay.
And Qing Shi was like, you should adopt this boy. He's an orphan.
Oh,
and
yikes.
so, and then because he adopted him, he claimed him to be his willful heir, which was kind of smart because then once once Zheng Yi died, then
Right.
the son got everything, and
Right.
she obviously she was his mother technically, but she then married him, and then they ended up being commanding together anyways again, but as husband and wife. Weirdly, but it was the 1800s. It was
a different
fine.
time.
She was the fucking terror of the sea. She could do whatever the fuck she wanted.
And he was like, people in Colorado can marry your cousin. So, your first cousin, not even like the ones that are kind of removed a little bit, like your first cousin. Like Colorado, like you a little bit in the Stone Ages.
Why do you want to do that?
I don't know.
There really are more
But
people in the
it's
world.
probably like an argument, right, where they're just like,
and it's not good for your genes.
well, just like in like Homegirl, right? Like she's like, well, he's not genetically my son, so
Yeah.
our children wouldn't have tails.
Well, I feel like it was like an evil, not an evil plan, but it was just like a weird little scam.
It was a scam.
Because and then she could have her, and then she was in close quarters. Like, it was a weird plan.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Like, that's fucking weird, lady.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
You weird.
She crazy.
Don't
She
haunt
crazy
us, please.
pirate. So under the new leadership of Qing Shi, alone, and now the son too a little bit, the Red Flag Fleet set off to capture new coastal villages and pretty much gain total control and domination over the South China Sea.
Damn, girl.
This
Rolling
came as an
heads.
addition to the troubled British and French colonizers faced as their ships were regularly plundered by these pirates.
Okay.
And no sooner were they operating at a giant scale.
Okay.
Stricter disciplinary measures were implemented. Stricter. So,
Okay.
which meant lawbreakers were hacked to death instantly, regardless of rank. Deserters. So if you tried to escape, you would be hunted down. Their ears were cut off and then they were
Holy
captured.
shit.
Then other punishments included flogging, quartering, and clapping the offenders in irons.
Okay, so she went from just hanging to real quick sadistic.
Yeah.
Real quick, like the Iron Maiden would quiver in fear from just fucking
this bitch
hack
was-
them to death.
She was a bad bitch.
Jesus Christ.
Marrying your brother makes you a little extra crazy.
Yeah, just well,
I'm
clearly
sorry, marrying your adopted son.
yeah, well, it doesn't matter. Pretty much. I'm honestly, I guess when you do that, you're I can do whatever the fuck I want to do. Who cares?
Yeah, she's I literally was a child prostitute and I run the fucking ocean now. So fuck you guys.
Line up.
So, the entire coastal towns basically worked for them, supplying them with foods, goods, and other provisions, which was sweet. They're we can literally get whatever we want.
Yes.
And then ships that wanted to cross the South China Sea were taxed by them. Obviously, they refused. They were attacked and plundered immediately. Could you imagine that happening all the time?
No, I cannot even imagine that.
Yeah, so Chinese, Portuguese, and British naval ships were all lost to Qing Shi's fleet.
Jesus.
Isn't that badass? Damn. Some say she was an opium smuggler. That's a little rumor on the streets. But others claim she
I'm
just
sure
looted,
she did.
robbed, taxed villages.
She
that
hacked
the pirates
and
raided.
cut people off, like their ears off. I'm
She
sure she
probably
did it
smuggled
all,
some
man.
opium for
She was smoking it.
Sure. Oh yeah, she was
100%.
She was smoking no shit. So, nevertheless, the Chinese dynasty desperately wanted to put an end to all this. She was
blame her.
fucking shit up. So,
Yeah.
the novice Mandarin Navy vessels were sent out to confront the Red Flag Fleet. Red Flag Fleet. Say that 6 times fast.
I can't.
In the South China Sea and destroy them. Yeah, good idea, dude. Send out your fucking novice Mandarin Navy vessels to fucking attack this giant fleet. Good luck.
Right.
So, obviously, just a few hours into battle, the Mandarin Navy was starting at a humiliating defeat. So, Qing Shi used this opportunity and announced that the Mandarin crew would not be punished if they joined hands with the Red Flag Fleet. So literally just like that, the Mandarin Navy was absorbed by the pirates. And the Qing dynasty lost a huge part of their navy. So
like,
good job, buddy.
We're going to get you. And she's like, that's cute.
You're like, right. You're funny. I won't punish you, but you're mine now.
She totally was just like, hold my sake.
You're mine. Yeah. Hold my sake. Perfect. So the Emperor of China was obviously enraged to think that a woman was controlling such an enormous amount of land, sea, resources, and people that belonged to him. Classic. How dare she? They were his.
Classic.
So in an attempt to make a peace deal with the pirates, the emperor offered an amnesty to all the pirates of the Red Flag Fleet, all fucking 70,000 of them,
Jesus,
hoping to terminate Qing Shi's reign over the sea. Mm-hmm. All the while this was in the works, the Red Flag
yeah, it's really tough.
The Red Flag Fleet came under the attack of the Portuguese Navy, and the Portuguese Navy had already been defeated twice before by them, but this time things were a little different, and they came a little more prepared and had a little more shit with them. A little more
cannons?
Advanced weapons and superior ships.
Okay.
So, they had been working overtime.
Okay.
They were working 9 to 5.
Yeah, they were getting that. They were getting it.
They were trying to... They were
They
like,
had an agenda.
Yeah, they did.
They had an agenda.
So this gave the Portuguese an upper hand, and the Red Fleet flag was unable to retort back with an attack of the same intensity, and they were being slaughtered by the Europeans in their own territory. So Qing Shi recognized the fact that there was really no point in persisting with the giant fleet and being pirates, and with this amnesty that they were offered, she was like, well, maybe I'll think about it. So she weighed her options and accepted the amnesty offered by the Chinese emperor. And like the amnesty was awesome because the entire crew, so the entire crew was forced to surrender, obviously, but right. The emperor allowed the pirates to take home all of the loot that had been accumulated over the years without facing any repercussions.
What?
And several pirates were even granted jobs within the Chinese bureaucracy.
It's like if Coke overtook Pepsi.
Yeah, it's wild.
Be like, you guys can go home with all that, or we have a great benefits package.
It would be a little... It'd be like... I don't know.
Because I mean, like, right? They have to look at the talent of those pirates. They're like, hey, let's not go to like let's bring them onto our team.
Yeah, it's like XXX. They get the bad guys to do the good shit. You know, isn't that what that movie's about?
Oh my god, that was an old
Vin Diesel.
That was a fucking. That was a pull.
That was like I know there's like thousands of movies that incorporate that plot, but like that was the one I remember.
That was a good one.
Yeah, he was a little motherfucker, and they're like, "You're gonna work for the FBI,
exactly,
and you're gonna jump out of these planes, and you're gonna be ripped and have XXX tattooed on your back."
I was looking at it was on his neck, yeah,
on your neck back.
So it was very discreet to be in that secret agency with a giant red X on your neck.
It's
three of them.
Never expected it.
I guess not.
He wasn't a Men in Black, you know.
That's true.
He was just tatted. He looked like a little jail bait. I don't know. Anywho, here we go. So, Qing Shi's adopted son and husband, Zheng Pao, became the captain of the Emperor's King's Guangdong Navy.
Okay.
Comes full circle. Guangdong Navy. Guangdong is where she was born.
Oh, look at that. That's nice.
So in 1813, she welcomed her first child, a son named Jing Yulin.
Did he have a tail? Just joking. I know they're not related. I'm just kidding.
They're not related. It was a secret plan.
Good for him.
But no one knows where her daughter is. So, anyways, in 1822, her second husband lost his life at sea. After
she pushed him.
After which she was relocated. She relocated to Macau. Is that how you say it? Macau?
Asking the
Perfect.
wrong person.
Along with her children, and she opened a gambling house with all the wealth she had acquired at sea.
This girl was like, I ain't gonna retire. I'm
No.
gonna do it all.
She's like, I'm
Passive
gonna make
income.
money. I need
Passive
some
income.
money. Yeah.
Good for her.
She was also involved in trading salt and probably opium.
Oh, yeah.
So towards the end of her life, she opened a brothel in Macau. Another full circle moment.
Right.
Hopefully, she didn't have abducted children.
Oh, she
She
did.
probably did. So,
She
she died peacefully in her sleep at the age of 69, apparently.
Yeah,
Of course she did. She would have it no other way.
Giggity.
Despite all the violence and illegal activities surrounding the story, Ching Shi's life conveys a beautiful and poetic message. Anything is possible if you a bad bitch.
So she was like the OG, just like, hey, shoot for the stars. If you miss, if shoot for the moon. If you miss, you'll land among the stars.
Yeah, that's definitely a saying that she probably had.
She totally said that to all of her pirate pep talks.
She
in her,
did.
board meetings.
Speaking of astrology and stars,
Oh,
you would be surprised to know that there's a story of Ching Shi that became a children's book.
well, that's cute.
2018.
I'd like
the
to-
Chinese calendar tales, and each story uses each sign of the Chinese zodiac as a launching point into the story on some element of Chinese culture.
Oh, dang.
And the tale surrounding Ching Shi's life also involves a fictional sea dog named Desmond, and that's really all I know about the story.
That's okay. That's fine.
But yeah,
That was...
undoubtedly she was one of the most successful pirates that has ever fucking lived, and no one fucking hears about her, but now you know, and now you're gonna tell your friends.
You know, honestly, that is way more exciting than the Alamo. No offense.
I mean,
But it's true.
fucking badass lady pirate lords,
It's true.
sign me up. So, yeah.
So what made you research that? How did you
I think I randomly searched like unknown
Nice.
stories or something
and you stumbled upon a
of
gem.
history, and I went through this little slideshow, and it was number 12 or something, or it might have been number 13.
It might have been 13. The lucky 13.
And I was like, oh, that's fucking
That's the one.
What? Who
That's
is
the
this
one.
lady?
That's the one.
So yeah,
Good choice.
Thanks,
I
Shay.
learned a lot.
Did you learn a lot?
I did.
So glad.
I'm glad
you
there's not a
didn't.
pop quiz,
Hope
though, man.
none of you knew who that was, because now you do.
I definitely didn't.
Now you can be like, I'm the.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what you're gonna say. You're gonna say, "Hey, listen to this sweet story about this badass pirate lord of
Lord of the Flies.
the seven seas." All right, are you ready?
Are you ready? Is everybody ready? Are they all strapped in? Have you gotten a refresher? Go get yourself a refresher, because you don't know what my next story is going to be.
No, you guys are gonna need a drink for this.
Oh, what is it going to be? Okay.
Oh yeah, I have to have my microphone by me. I sat a foot away from
No,
it.
you sounded good, though. You sounded good. I would have told you that. You're like, hey, you sound like complete garbage. I'm going to cut off your ears.
I'm gonna slice them off. Slice them up.
Real good.
All right, what are we talking about today?
What
Crime
do you
junkie.
think we're talking about?
We're talking about murder
We are talking about
and
murder.
mystery.
Actually, kind of
Part of their history.
kind of a mystery. A mystery why the cops were doing their job. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, if
here
everybody
we
couldn't
go.
tell from the music, I'm doing crime. So this good old
Do you
tale.
change the music for whatever it is?
Only for that one, because it was just a running joke that one time where I rolled free roll, and then I was like, what is it gonna be? And then I put the actual SUV dun dun in there. But no, it's usually either the Reading Rainbow or the chime.
Okay.
So it's only if I can use it. I use it sparingly.
Okay.
You know, just a dash.
Yeah, I
Just
got you.
dash of cinnamon.
Call you Mrs. Dash.
Oh, it's fine.
Should
okay.
I move it?
No, it's fine. It ain't hurting nothing. Okay, so this, you probably, I found a Colorado a Colorado murdery one.
Ooh.
This is the story of Robert Spangler. You ever heard of him?
No.
Probably not, because you're not a psychopath and fall asleep to these things.
Well,
like
not
myself.
always.
No.
Not always.
All right. Good old Robert grew up typically enough. He was born in Ames, Iowa. I don't know why I'm looking at you like that.
It's fine.
He was born in
I'm
Ames.
laughing at your
Like how I'm cradling the
verbiage.
microphone? Yes.
your cradling of the mic.
My cradling of my little tiny microphone. So he was born in Ames, Iowa on January 10th of 1933.
Oh,
Which
his
is like-
birthday was
So
weeks ago.
he's pretty close to my grandma, who was also born in 1933 and
I think
she's
my
January
grandpa was
29th.
My grandpa was born in 1933.
Oh, cute.
Grandpa George. Where are you, Grandpa?
Oh, and that's who my grandma's married to, is a George. Grandpa George.
Wow, look at this, guys.
It's like George was
You
like
guys
not a
hear
common
anything?
name back in the 30s or
Is
something.
anything getting picked up on the mics?
Right?
Is here anything in the background? Okay, here we go.
We're in the Matrix.
Always.
So, like, again, he was the typical guy, like, all-American guy. Like, he played football in high school and married his college sweetheart, Nancy. And they married in 1955. And he worked in public relations, journalism, and broadcasting. He actually, fun fact, he contributed to the development of Sesame Street for PBS.
Wow.
So he was, like, a versatile guy.
He did a lot of things.
Right? And as he was a part-time disc jockey at the radio station. I'm sure it was like classical music. Like, hey, I got some cool tunes from Bach and Mozart coming up. Why don't you just don't touch that dial?
Probably played a little.
We're gonna do
swing.
Sweet number 5.
It was the 30s. They probably played a couple cool tunes.
No, this is 1950s. This is
Okay.
at this point. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, well, yeah, they were like, they had to like compete with like the Beatles and shit. No, that's 65. My bad. Wow. Okay, this is about
Buddy
how-
Holly. Just kidding. I have no idea, guys.
It's something like
Let's
that.
move along.
We'll move along. Anyway, this is called 30ish. We only know stuff from 80s and 90s.
Yeah, guys, and sort of the 70s.
And sort of the 70s.
And some of the 60s.
Vaguely. Yeah, so, and he also took part in theater arts as an actor.
Ooh.
In the 60s, him and his wife moved to Littleton, Colorado.
Oh.
That's where all the cool stuff happens, doesn't it?
Oh,
I'm
what is
joking.
wrong? What's going on over there?
It's just two ticky-tacky boxes, like weeds. Boxes.
Yeah. Get a little crazy, stir crazy
Yeah,
out
it's a little
there.
stir crazy. Like, everything looks the same. Like, I would go crazy, too. So, and his wife, they both, actually, they had a couple kids. A son and a daughter. Let's see, David in 61 and daughter Susan in 63. So just the all-American atomic family. Mm-hmm. But Robert was in for a tragedy.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so on the morning of December 30th, 1978, deputies from the Arapahoe County, Colorado Sheriff's Office, that was a long sentence, sorry, they responded to the scene of a possible double homicide/suicide in a private residence in Littleton, Colorado.
Oh, no.
So the daughter's boyfriend had discovered the bodies of a 45-year-old woman, the mom, her 17-year-old son, and his girlfriend, who was 15 at the time. So all three had suffered gunshot wounds. The son also...
If the daughter's boyfriend found them?
Yes, so they all suffered gunshot wounds, which is super sad, right? Can you imagine, like, you're 15 years old, or maybe, I don't know, he's 16, 17, or whatever.
No.
Yeah, so the daughter was found partially clothed in her bed, had a bullet wound in her back. The son, also in his bed, had been shot once in his upper chest. The mother's body lay slumped over a typewriter in the basement with a bullet wound high on her forehead, like up, like, I think it was like up like this. And I'm pointing my head like where the gun would be pointing down.
Oh, yikes.
Right. So yeah, it's awful.
Like oh my god.
Like it was shot like into her head. So she would have to be holding the gun like this, is what they were like. Yeah.
Oh my god.
So in a typewritten,
like
from the top. So
there
like, and the typewritten.
Sorry, I'm trying to how do we describe this?
Yeah, no,
on
that was, I don't know
podcast?
why I couldn't say the top, but it's fine. That's what you're here for, to help me. The typewritten suicide note on the typewriter was signed with her initial. It read, "We always argued about who would have the kids. I will." Signed in for Nancy. Yeah, that's what it said on the typewriter. So,
okay.
Obviously, where do police look first? They look at the husband. So they question Robert. He was 45 at this point. He told investigators that he was not home during the crime. He admitted marital problems with his wife, and he had planned to leave her, and he was having an affair with a coworker. Her name was Sharon Cooper.
God damn it, Sharon.
Fucking Sharon. Actually, fucking Robert. Like, keep it in your fucking pants. Divorce her or whatever.
Yeah.
But he just said, like, I wasn't at home. We had an argument. Like, I left the house. Like, that it wasn't me. So he described leaving his house early that morning and finding sheriff deputies there when he just returned. And obviously Robert's original story changed. Robert's original story changed significantly in like different interviews. 2 separate private polygraph examiners found his answers inconclusive to questions about his role in the deaths. The weapon used, it was a .38 caliber weapon used in all 3 shootings, belonged to Robert, and evidence of there was gunshot residue on his fucking hands.
Okay.
So there was evidence. He said he saw the gun nearby and handled it. So that's why he has the gunpowder on his hand, but that doesn't still make any fucking sense, but whatever.
Like she threw it. Wait, how'd he see the gun nearby?
Because he said that he came home too, even though he was already, like, it was already, right? Like,
It already happened.
Like, the boyfriend came, found him, called the police, but then he claimed that he saw police there, but he went downstairs and handled the gun. Like, that doesn't make any sense. But the police were like, that checks out. And without solid evidence, the authorities concluded the mother killed the children and then herself. Good police work. So they were just like, it's fine. He's in the local theater. He helped create Sesame Street. Like, he couldn't have done this. He's a DJ, you guys. Like, come on. Jesus
He's
Christ,
a disc jockey.
God, he wasn't even there. Yeah, so, but for whatever reason, on January 3rd, 1979, the Arapahoe County coroner closed the case as a double homicide suicide. So he got away with it. Allegedly. The sheriff's office was unable to overcome the coroner's finding, and they had exhausted all investigation leads. Therefore, they were forced to close the case. Most of the evidence either was returned to Robert. They're like, here you go.
You can have this back.
Would you like some mementos from that time we were accusing you of murder? Here you go.
Guns.
So if whatever wasn't given back to him, right? Murderer's mementos. It's great. So whatever wasn't given back to him, they just fucking destroyed. So, which is fucking bananas. Like, I don't even know what the fuck was going on.
Blow this up. No need to relook at this.
Yeah.
Ever again.
Pretty much. So a cool 7 months later,
Do they keep?
They do
If they close a case.
when they close the case. Yeah, because they're like, oh,
do they keep it though?
don't need that anymore.
Or do they like throw
No.
everything away?
I didn't think that they just like handed it over. Like, but I guess if it's closed, like he can have like the personal quote
Because
unquote
it can't be tried again.
right, like personal belongings. Well, yeah, essentially, if it was ruled, well, no. If he was tried for something, which he was never tried, if he was tried for something and was found not guilty, then no, he can't be tried again. But they closed the case, so they're like, oh, you can just have that back.
So he was never. Yeah, he wasn't even. Okay.
Because I would suppose if a case is closed, and they're like they're sure like what happened, like they can't keep evidence forever and ever, right? So anyway.
Okay. That was unnecessary. Sorry.
No, you're fine. You just were asking a question. So.
It's unacceptable.
How dare you, madam? So a cool 7 months later, he married again, lucky lady Sharon, and moved. They moved into the house where the family was killed, which is disgusting.
Perfect.
It was super fucking haunted.
Home sweet home.
Pretty much. God. Even if like, let's just say
weird.
let's just say he didn't do it, or like allegedly didn't do it. Absolutely not. What woman in her right mind was like, you know what? This is where the puddle of blood was where your daughter's body and your son's body was. Like, no, ma'am. Absolutely not. Mm-mm. She was, I think, probably a little bit crazy.
Had to be.
So yeah, so they moved into the fucking haunted house, but they began to have marital problems. But this time he divorced her. So, I mean, allegedly. So
That's good.
in 1988. Boom. Weren't you born in 1988 or 89?
89.
Damn
Chris
it.
was 88.
Fuck. Well, they got one right. It's fine. Apparently after
Because
Robert...
he is part of me.
Oh, he is.
He's a part of me. What's that song?
I don't even know. You know better than I do.
That Faith Hill song.
Oh, I definitely don't know.
Part of you will always be with me. What is that?
I
Pearl
don't
Harbor is from
fucking
Pearl
know.
Harbor.
Was it from Pearl Harbor? I don't even know, dude. You're fucking hilarious.
My fucking brain.
I love your brain. It's
It
hilarious.
will hear 2 words,
Right.
and it'll be like, remember this song? My brain goes into little hyperactive
Meanwhile, you're
wires.
just like, where the fuck are my keys?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I literally walk into a room and forget what the fuck I was doing, or I'm in a conversation and forget what I'm talking about. So it's fine.
It's great. It's great what your brain does. Mine
Moving
does it all the time
along.
too. I love it. So yes, so they divorced in 1988, and apparently after Robert's father died, Sharon said that his mood shifted, and she always felt like he was quote unquote out to get her.
Oh, great.
So
He's getting an itch.
Yeah, so she actually used her gut, and she decided Match.com was a safer option. I don't know if she didn't get on Match.com, but
was it that? Was
no,
it popular?
it wasn't. No, but
Oh, they're
it would
a
have been
lot
safer. It would have been safer.
A lot more accredited than I thought. Accredited.
They've been around
Not
before
tall.
everybody else.
Before the internet.
Yeah, before they were doing classifieds, you guys.
They were. Pina Colada, that's what it was on Match.com.
Oh hell yeah,
Match.com newspaper.
Jesus. So
Okay.
in August of 1990, Robert married his third wife, Donna Sundling, and moved to Durango, Colorado.
Oh wow.
Initially, Donna was completely head over heels for him, because he doted on her and all this kind of stuff. So she actually told all of her friends to come over for a picnic, and they had to come. They're like, okay, that's really weird to be forced to go into a picnic, but whatever. And it was a surprise wedding. She's like, we're gonna get married today. So they married.
It's been 2 weeks.
Everyone's in your best fucking picnic attire. We're gonna get hitched.
Well, that's...
Let's see, and then I guess
People have surprise weddings all the time.
I mean, that is
Shay.
true. My sister did it. Her heart felt so bad for him because
Hopefully one of them's not a serial killer.
I mean, I hope not. I sleep in the same house with them. Her heart felt so her heart felt
I think you're fine.
so bad. I mean, at this point,
If anything, it's your sister.
it's probably true.
She won't kill you.
Maybe. Her heart felt so bad for him because he had lost his entire family in a car accident. So, already lying to the spouse. Tisk, tisk, tisk. So, however, that marriage also began to have problems. Right? But she believed him. So, and it's not like you can get on fucking Facebook. Back then, you'd have to really do some digging.
You'd have to go into...
You have to pay a fee to do some digging.
If you could.
Yeah,
if there were anything.
Even where would you even start?
You wouldn't.
No.
You would never start.
Right? Would you go to a police fucking place and be like, hey, I'm wondering if I can get that access to my just background check. They'd be
Think she knew
"Ma'am,"
about his ex-wife that died
right?
with his daughters?
Uh-huh.
Do you think she knew about his ex-wife?
Well, she said no, because she said that's what he told her was that they all died in a car accident.
Oh, you said that.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. But that's what.
Here we go.
That's
Remember the fucking Faith Hill song from Pearl Harbor.
But no, that's what. But I mean, how do you not believe him? Right? You can't go check
No.
the internets. And
no,
if
and you
went-
believe everything a
Right,
male
and-
says.
And if
in the 70s.
if you have a weird feeling and you went to a police station, they'd be like, well, then don't marry him if you feel like it's a weird feeling. Just go, Jill. Just go.
But I have to.
But she was actually she just wanted to be with somebody. She was looking for her person, right?
Yep. That's how it always starts.
That's how it starts. I should remember that.
That's how it always
Just
starts.
always remember that. So however, the marriage also
go with your
began.
gut.
Go with your gut always. However, the marriage also began to have problems. So in April of 1993, they backpacked to Grand Canyon, Arizona, in an attempt to rekindle their
She
spark.
fell off a cliff.
Pretty much.
Wink.
Yeah, pretty much. So even though she had a horrendous fear of heights, she went to the Grand Canyon anyway. So that morning in April, Robert appeared at a ranger station and calmly told the ranger that his wife had fallen to her death.
No, I was joking.
Yeah. He explained that they had stopped to take a picture on the trail.
Oh, I do know this story.
Yeah, I bet you do. And he looked
I do
back
now.
and his wife was just gone.
Wait, no, this is a different story.
It's a different story. Yep. There was
Ew.
2 different assholes.
Fucking Colorado
because
weirdos.
the other guy that you're thinking of, I can't remember his name.
Colorado.
That was an Estes.
That was an S.
Yes, it was an Estes.
Yikes.
But it's pretty much
and
the same.
the first wife that he
but-
killed was a car accident.
Yeah, and it's actually, actually that's true. Yeah, and that guy was fucking psycho.
Anyways,
Yikes.
that's for another day.
That is for another day.
Then I don't know the story, and oh my god.
Yeah, that place is a wild time. So rangers located Donna's body approximately 160 feet below the trail. The autopsy report concluded that she sustained massive injuries, including abrasions, contusions, lacerations, and multiple fractures of the neck, chest, and lower extremities. Robert never was directly implicated in his wife's death because it was ruled an accident. He did draw national attention with interviews on several television shows as a grieving husband. Robert discussed his wife's accidental death and the dangers of hiking in the Grand Canyon. I mean, what rotten luck this guy has. So he was on television, and he was getting this fucking limelight.
He got his
He got
in
it.
some way.
He got attention, and he fucking ate it up. But he was just this good old. He's she didn't know what she was doing, and it was just a horrible accident. So he got just this.
There's nothing I could do.
Yeah, pretty much.
Except
Push her right off. After the death of his third wife, Robert settled his differences with the second wife that he married and divorced.
I gotta kill her now.
Yeah,
She got away too easy.
Yeah, and she moved back, and he moved her back in with him. Robert was.
You're gonna move back in with me, honey.
Yes, that's what's gonna happen.
Okay.
Next. Okay, I'm lonely. Robert was loved and respected in society, and people were happy to see him back with Sharon after
his second wife mysteriously died.
after suffering such terrible tragedies in his past. Because people were gullible in the 90s. On October 2nd, which I guess is true.
Yeah, there was no one aware that this was a thing going on because there wasn't shows except Unsolved Mysteries.
Right?
That was
solve this mystery. This ghost pushed her off the fucking cliff.
Exactly.
Fucking crazy.
The Bigfoot might be
Pretty much.
the field.
Buy these Beanie Babies. They're going to be worth millions one day. Gullible. On October 2nd of 1994, news emerged that Sharon, too, had died of an apparent drug overdose. Now, that one actually might be true. Investigators initially suspected Robert of Sharon's murder, but through their investigation, ruled him out. This time, too, the case was considered suicide and closed. However, he had been in contact with Donna's children for I think probably just to kind of put up the facade, right? That he was just to let them know, how he's doing and blah, blah, blah. So for whatever reason, in this instant, he did disclose to them, that his wife, his third wife now, had died. And then they were like,
I need to think about this.
That's fucking weird, dude. And they were always kind of suspicious about their mother's death because they're there's no way that she would go up there. She suffered from anxiety. She suffered from vertigo. So there's so they always kind of had their suspicions, but they just their mom. They just saw her most of the time happy. So they kind of no, that can't be. That's a horrible thing to think. And that they knew that his first family had died in a car accident. So they're no, he just had that. It's just something that crappy had happened. But when they heard about this, they're he fucking killed her. He fucking killed her. So
Good.
So they called bullshit and they called the police and to see if they could reopen Donna's death. So, at this point it was 5 accidental deaths in his fucking family. So meanwhile, he actually goes on to marry a 4th wife On September 1st, 2000, Robert married the fourth and final time his fourth wife, Judith Hiltley. 53 was an old acquaintance that he reconnected with and eventually married. Neighbors later testified that the couple lived together and looked to be entirely in love with each other. He was unaware that for years a team of investigators were gathering information to tie him to the deaths of his wives. And since Donna's death happened in National Park, it was a federal crime.
Yes.
So the FBI was also involved, but it took 7 years to build.
Wow.
The case, because police were just lighting fucking evidence on fire, so it was like, how the fuck? I mean, they gotta prove it, but they got a break. So a friend of Robert's reached out to the FBI and said Bob had a brain tumor and didn't have long to live. So the FBI had to move quickly. The friend also gave them some insight that Robert he was like a fucking control freak and obsessed with himself. And so the FBI like made up a task force and attempted to like play to his ego. Like they even like made like Robert Spangler like fucking whatever. They like put signs on the wall and like made it look like they had like this whole thing when really it was like a little probably tiny box that they just gave to. They're like, we just got to figure out how to nail this guy. Mm-hmm. So they were really playing to his ego. So they were hoping the result that would be that he would admit to the crime in a way that to spend his final years in like the limelight, but like, you know, right, the spotlight nonetheless. And he took the bait eventually, but not at first. They pulled him in, and he was steadfast on saying that he wasn't involved. At the end of the interview, Robert told investigators, "Well, you're naming too many names to remember," and he left, agreeing to contact investigators in the morning if he wanted to continue the interview. So he had all the power. So the next morning, for whatever reason, he had a change of heart. He proceeds to, and then he called him, you know, can I come in and talk to you? He comes in. He proceeds to confess to the crimes with his fourth wife by his side, like holding his little hand. She was like, there.
Wait, he confessed?
Yeah, he confessed. Just about his family. So for his family, he stated he had become bored of family life. And while married to his first wife...
Oh, my God.
Yeah, just a piece of shit. While married to his fourth wife, he fell in love with another woman. So on December 29th or 30th, probably the 29th, Bob asked for his wife to come down to the basement in their Littleton, Colorado home for a surprise. And he told her to come here, sit quietly, and close your eyes. Then he pulled out a loaded revolver and shot her in the head. Then he went upstairs and shot his 2 teenage children to be with her. Further, he said he had to smother his son with a pillow after shooting him because the bullet wound was not lethal.
Oh my God. What a sick fuck.
He's a sick fuck. When they questioned him about his third wife, he said,
I was bored.
Oh
my God.
Then divorce them. He strongly denied involvement in the overdose death of his second wife and refused to discuss the death of Donna because he feared a civil lawsuit from his third wife's grown children. He's gonna die. Like, who gives a shit?
Wow.
Robert then asked the FBI profiler. He was like, you know, he wants to talk to him because he asked the FBI agent to talk to the profiler because he wants to know why he's like this. Mm-hmm. And the investigators were like, dude, they don't talk to like non-serial killers. Like what you did, it wasn't really serial killery. It was more like a mass shooting, but you have to like, because you did it all at once. Like you have to kind of break them up to like be a serial killer, because they were just hoping to see if he would confess to the other crimes. So
I was like, what?
to like play to his ego, because it was just their attempt to like be like. Mm-hmm. Where he's at, even though they were like, the profile been like, yeah, I'll talk to him. So the approach worked on him. After a period of silence, he said, "You've got your cereal," like an idiot. So he then described how,
well, pour some milk in my bowl, right? Motherfuckers.
You got your cereal. So after a period of silence, he said, "You got your cereal," and then let's see, which is so stupid. Classic. He just thinks he's so fucking hilarious. So he described how he masterminded the Grand Canyon murder and pushed his third wife over the edge while she faced him. So he came at her. Fuck.
Just
fucked
shake it
up.
off.
Seriously.
That is insane.
Right?
Feeling.
It's disgusting. That poor woman. I can't even imagine what that she was feeling. In March of 2001, he pled guilty in a federal court district in Arizona to first-degree murder of his third wife and admitted to killing his first wife and 2 children. So he never admitted to a second one, and that one actually probably she might have just actually been sick or whatever. Like, who knows? But there are other people that think that she was coerced to do it. Like, who knows?
She was drugged.
Yeah, but she actually did go to the hospital. Like, she overdosed on aspirin. She was coherent, and she said she did take the pills. And I guess with aspirin or something, it eventually just, if you take too many, you're just going to die. Like, it doesn't matter if they pump your stomach or, that might not be true, but, like, for whatever reason, she got to the hospital, she was coherent, and then all of a sudden she just passed away. So, he was sentenced to life imprisonment without parole, and he died of cancer while in federal prison in August of the same year. So he didn't really even serve his time.
Well, at least he died of cancer.
That's true, because he was a cancer.
It's probably he was a sick cancer.
He was a fucking sick cancer. And
well,
that's my
gross.
story. That's my fucking story.
Well, shit, that was a special time.
Wasn't that a special time? Don't hurt yourself. Yeah.
Oh, thank you for.
I got you, boo boo.
Thank you. Well, that was gross.
Yeah, that was gross, wasn't it?
Are sick.
I am sick for reporting on it.
It's fine. It's crime.
It is crime, but
It's
I'm
fine.
into it.
It's crime.
Yes, I'm just pulling out my eyelashes. It's no big deal.
It's fine. Well,
it's fine.
Speaking of crime, it's fine. You know what time it is.
Oh, you know what time it is.
Time to roll the dice.
But it's also time to plug.
But it's before that. You know me. It's Brie. Hey, I'm gonna say hello. I'm gonna say thank you.
How do you do?
Thank you so much for coming to our platform to listen to us talk to you about some ridiculous, awesome stories of crime and history.
It's good.
If it's your first time, welcome. If it's not your first time, welcome back. You know the drill. Definitely follow us on 30ish if you don't on Instagram. Mm-hmm. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your likes.
Thank you
comments.
for them 10,000 downloads.
Thanks for your 10,000 downloads of our podcast.
It was awesome.
That's really exciting. It's over 10,000 technically.
It is. It's amazing.
It is. It's pretty fucking
amazing.
wild. Like 10,000 times people have listened to us talk to them.
And that's amazing.
That's insane.
It's actually a little bit more.
Like willingly.
Yeah, willingly. Like, it's actually a little bit more because we switched over like maybe a year into on Anchor, and those were already something.
That's true. Wow.
It's pretty tight.
We'll just keep going up and up, Shay. Here we go.
On a Tuesday. No, it's Wednesday. It's Thursday.
In the club. It is Thursday. So yeah, we love you. Thank you. And all the things.
All the things. Thank you. And just all sorts of cool shit's gonna be coming at you
soon. So get ready because we're excited for some
especially if you live
coming
here
out this year. Oh, you roll first. I almost rolled the dice first. That would have been bad luck. It wouldn't have been bad luck unless we said it was.
It would have been bad luck. All right, you ready? I'm going to do it all the way from over here.
Shay, I'm so proud of you. 3.
Is that... That's nostalgia? No. God, why can't I fucking figure this out, you guys? Everyone's like screaming in their cars. They're like, it's history, you idiot.
No, it's not.
It's food.
Food is 3.
Jeffrey Dahmer episode? Just kidding. I've already done that. People were cringy.
Been there, done that. Yeah, one of my friends was like, I have to turn that
and I was like,
bitch.
And that's why I had to say it like 75 times.
Oh, okay. It was 3. Good thing it fell on the floor, so it doesn't count.
It doesn't count if it falls on the floor.
2.
That's a crime.
Oh, okay. I'm excited. I feel like I have one back in my back pocket.
Fuck yeah, girl.
I have a couple things written down, so
I'm excited.
Me too. Well,
it's been fun.
It's been real.
I hope you enjoyed this being plugged into your ear holes. We knew that we like to put it in out of our mouth holes. I don't know why I'm talking like this. I'm so sorry, you guys.
Shay's really getting to ASMR.
I am.
About talking about mouth holes and ear holes. All the orifices. Okay, we'll talk to you next time. Thanks for joining us on today's episode of 30ish Podcast.